welcome back to my channel. Okay, so today I wanted to do a full face of affordable makeup, and the only brand that I have basically a full face of is e.l.f. So today we're doing a full face of e.l.f. And I'm excited because I want to see if I can beat this face in an affordable way today. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna do everything e.l.f. except there's one product that I don't have, I cannot find. I know I used to have their brow wax stick and I must have hated it because I can't find it anywhere, so I'm assuming that I just tossed it. So the one thing that's not going to be e.l.f. I know for sure is going to be this NYX. This is the brow glue from NYX, and I didn't think I was gonna like this, and I actually have come to really like it, so I'm happy about that, to have a drugstore brow glue wax that I actually like. So that item is not e.l.f., but I think everything else is. I want to go ahead and get started, jump right in, but my lips are feeling a little dry. I do have a e.l.f. lip oil. Now my e.l.f. lip oil is this one here. It's the Glow Reviver Jelly Pop Lip Oil, and as you can see, it has kind of like a shimmery pinkness to it, which is really pretty just, you know, throughout the day. But for right now, I'm just gonna go in with the clear e.l.f. gloss because I'm not in the mood for all of that pink shimmer and glimmer on my lips. You know, while I'm applying my makeup, it's not that serious. So I'm just going to add a little bit of this clear gloss so my lips aren't so dry right now. And it feels really good, not sticky at all. Just your basic e.l.f. clear lip gloss. Okay, so before I go in and work on my brows, I do want to get my face hydrated and moisturized. I already used the serum. I purchased the Glow Recipe serum, the blackberry one, because I'm trying to work on discoloration around my face. So I already did that when I did my cleansing this morning. But I want to go in and moisturize with this e.l.f. Holy Hydration face cream. I've been using this for years and years and years. Absolutely love it. I only have a little bit left, but yeah. I want to get my skin feeling nice and moisturized while I'm working on my brows. That way it can kind of work in and settle into my skin. You know, kind of like a multitasking situation, working on my brows and my skin is absorbing the moisturizer. I am an extreme multitasker to the point where it's hard for me to do one thing at a time. Is anybody else like that? I don't understand that. I don't know. I watch other people, you know, like my husband sometimes, where it's like they just do one thing. They could just focus on one thing and all their attention is on that one thing and they good. And I'm just like, well, you know, while that's going on, you could be doing this at the same time, right? And you could be getting both things done at once. That's just how my brain works. It's like really hard for me to do one thing at a time, and I don't understand it. I don't know why, but I'm definitely an extreme multitasker at heart. Okay, so for my brows, what I like to do, I typically don't do my brows on camera because I like to concentrate, and with my brows, you know, not being even and needing a little work, I'm going in with the NYX Brow Glue first because I really like my brows to just kind of be static where they are in place. I'm gonna bring my mirror a little bit closer. I don't like them to be like just bushy all over the place, which I don't have bushy brows, but still, you know, the little bit of brows that I do have, and as you can see, this one, it doesn't go as far over as this one, so I tend to fill this side in more than the other side. So I'm just really working this brow glue in just to really get my hairs to lay in place and have as much height as they possibly can. So that's what I'm doing first. And then I do like to kind of just flatten it with my fingers And you guys will probably notice for a while that I kind of want to give my nails a break from the acrylics and the press-ons and stuff. You know, they don't look as nice and pretty and girly with no nails on, but I just want to give my nails a break. You know, it's kind of like, girl, just let them breathe. Let them breathe. So hopefully that's okay with you guys. I know for me, a large part of makeup and beauty and all that stuff is the visual aesthetics of what you see, you know, during the application and showing products and stuff, which looks better when you have some really pretty nails on. But child, I need to let my mugs breathe for a little while. And I also want to, when I do get them done, I'm probably going to get them a little bit shorter, because I do want to start kind of playing around with applying my shimmers with my fingers and stuff a little bit more. You know, just different type of application of makeup on my face with my fingers. So that's kind of where I'm at. So after I do that and just kind of have the hairs laid down where I want them laid, now I typically go in with my brow pencil. So I have here this e.l.f. This is their brow pencil that has the spoolie on one end, and it has the actual, you know, brow pencil on the other. Now, this is not my favorite product to use for my brows right now, but since we're doing e.l.f., this is what we're gonna be doing. So I'm just gonna go in and kind of fill. Y'all gonna see me sweating. I tell you, that is the blessing of growing old, right? The blessings of becoming an older woman is you just sweat sometimes, okay? But now I'm just gonna go in and kind of fill in the more sparse areas to my brows. I really don't like to do a whole lot with my brows, you guys. I really don't. So I'm hoping that this e.l.f. brow pencil will give me what I need, because like I said, at this stage, I'm typically using like waterproof eyeliner pencils. That's really more my vibe right now. And I just kind of fill in certain areas. And like I said, on this side is not as sparse, so I'm really just barely filling it in on this side. So yeah, my brows are not my favorite right now, but it's what we're working with. I'm gonna clean them up with some concealer. So I'm gonna go in with this e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer and just kind of clean them up a little bit, neaten them up. And I like to take a flat brush and get some of the product on the flat brush to use to clean up my brows. And it's like at this stage, I don't really like to take all day to do my makeup. Like in the past, makeup was more so like relaxing therapy for me and stuff like that. And sometimes it still is. But right now, it's kind of like sometimes I just want to get in and get out. And look as decent as I can, you know, in as little time as possible. You know, like the patience that I had before, you know, just spending hours and hours on my face. It was no big deal, but now, not so much. I kind of want to get in and get out. So I'm not as neat and precise with my application as I used to be. Okay, so now the question is, am I gonna do my face first or am I gonna do my eyes first? I think I'm gonna do my face first. So I have a couple of primers from e.l.f. I have a few actually, but the two that I pulled is the e.l.f. Jelly Pop Dew Primer, which is this one. And I also pulled my e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer, just to kind of, you know, decide, well, which one do I want to use? And I think think I'm gonna go in with the Jelly Pop Dew Primer. I'm feeling like I want to be a little more moisturized, you know, feel a little more dewy today as opposed to mattified. So I'm gonna go in with some of this Jelly Pop primer. And when I apply my primer, I always pretty much start in the areas that I have the most issues, which is right here in this area where I have like a lot of pore action going on. You know, my chin, which can get a little dry. My forehead can get a little dry too. Not too much, but it can get a little dry. So I tend to more so focus on my problem areas than the rest of my face, and then just kind of blend out the primer, you know, whatever's left throughout the rest of my face. And I like this primer because it's hydrating, but it also has that little bit of like tackiness, you know, that's going to help my foundation stick to my face, you know, so that's why I like this primer. Okay, so now that's in place, you can see like a little bit of the dewiness showing from that primer. I do want to go in with some of these e.l.f. bronzing drops. It's their, you know, little bronzing drops that helps to give you some glow. I don't want to put this all over my face because I don't want to just be super glowy, but I do want to place it in like some of the high points of my skin. So I'm just going to put a little bit on my hand like that, as you can see, and I'm just going to apply it to the places where I would typically highlight. Because honestly, I don't even know if I have another highlighter by e.l.f. I think I had like a highlighter blush duo a while back, but I don't think I have that anymore. So I'm just going to tap this on the high points so I can have a little bit of glow, you know, underneath my foundation once I put it on. So you see how it's adding just that little bit of glow on my face, you know, in those certain areas that I would want to glow a little bit. Okay, so for foundation today, I'm going to be using my e.l.f. Soft Glam Satin Foundation. Love this foundation. And I think I'm going to apply it with a brush. It says that this is a medium coverage and long lasting foundation. It says, oh, it has a 1% hydrating hibiscus complex. So it should be nicely hydrating. I have used this before and I do like it a lot. So I'm just gonna go in with a decent amount. Since I'm not doing any color correcting today, like, you know, I normally do under my eyes and around my mouth and stuff, I'm going to kind of focus some of that foundation, you know, in those areas first, just so they can kind of get more coverage than the rest of my face. I don't want to put too much foundation on my forehead because it's like I'm at that stage where it's like, you know, I get those wrinkles and stuff when I frown in my forehead, and when there's a whole lot of foundation on there, it just looks terrible. So I feel like that's looking pretty good, looking pretty decent for me to not have done any type of like major color correction like I normally do. This foundation might be a little bit golden for me, the undertone, but it's not that big of a deal. Once I finish up my face, everything blends in nicely. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with a little bit of concealer now. This is that e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. Once again, the same one that I use to kind of carve out my brows. And I'm just gonna do a little bit. You know, this is not a super bright shade, so I'm just doing just a little bit to brighten up a little bit. just to help give my face a little bit of dimension. Brighten up those areas just a little bit, not too much. Okay, looking good. Now, instead of, typically I would go in and powder right now, but because I want to use cream bronzer, because honestly I don't have a powder bronzer from e.l.f., not one that would work for me. I'm gonna go in with cream bronzer and cream or liquid blush. I haven't decided which blush I want to use yet. I have these two cream blushes from e.l.f., and then I also have this, or liquid blushes, and then I have this cream blush. Not sure yet. And then I have these two cream bronzers. I think this one might be a little too dark, so I'm gonna start out with this one first. So since this opening is so small, I'm just gonna go in with a small dense brush and apply. Okay, so I think that is good enough for the bronzer. I feel like I would like a shade, probably just a hint darker than this, but not this dark. So I could probably mix these two to get exactly what I would want. Okay, so next, what blush do I want to use, you guys? This one is pretty light, so I'm gonna say no to that right off the bat. Do I want to go orange or do I want to go burgundy? I'm going to do a smoky eye look today. So let's go ahead and go dark since I'm doing a smoky eye look with one of their Putty blushes. Now this brush is slightly bigger, but can still fit in here, but it's a little bit softer. So this one is a BK Beauty 106. I don't always say the names of the brushes because I have so many brushes that I've purchased over the years from different brands. You know, whether it be, you know, BH Cosmetics, Morphe, BK Beauty, Amazon. So some of them don't even have numbers and names and stuff on them. So, you know, if I can give you the name and number, I will. But for the most part, I use different brushes pretty much every single time I do my makeup. It's rare for me to use the same brushes every single time. Oh, that's pretty. Okay. Okay. And I can be a little aggressive with blush since I haven't put my powder on yet. Okay, so we are blush to the gods. I'm telling you, these e.l.f. products, e.l.f. be doing a dang thing, okay? So I have two pressed e.l.f. powders. One's a little bit darker, one's a little bit lighter. These are the e.l.f. Camo powder foundations, so I'm not gonna use a whole lot. But the lighter one, I'm just going to tap under my eyes, and the darker one, I'm going to use, you know, of course, all over my face. So these are the two shades that I have. Because this shade really isn't that light. If I'm remembering correctly, it's really not that light. It's just lighter. So it's a shade that I can honestly probably use all over my face, but I just choose not to because it is a little bit lighter. So I just want to set down that concealer and foundation. Now these powders have a lot of kick up. I don't know if you can see this, but you see all that kick up in there? They have a lot of kick up, so be careful when using these because they will make a serious mess. So you can still see that glow even from that the bronzing drops, you could still see it coming through my foundation and my powder. You see that glow? It's crazy, right? Crazy. Okay, so now to just set all these complexion products in place, I'm going in with the e.l.f. Stay All Night Microfine Setting Mist. Because my face is definitely feeling very, very dewy and glowy right now. And I really want it to stay in place, so. Okay, you guys, so before I start my eyes, I'm going in with some of the e.l.f. eyeshadow primer. This is the All Day Stay eyeshadow primer. Just a little bit, so I'm gonna place just a small amount on my hand, and that's what it looks like. And just apply some of that on my lid. Blend it out evenly so that I'll have a nice base for this eyeshadow. Now the palette I'm going in with is this e.l.f. Smokey palette. Let's see, I think I'm gonna go into this shade here and just kind of focus that in my crease. Most of these shades are pretty deep actually. They really don't have like a lot of light shades in here, but you know, it just depends on how it translates on, you know, my skin tone or your skin tone as far as what it's gonna look like. Like a shade like this looks pretty good, looks pretty smoky, you know, on my eyelid. On someone of a more fair skin tone, it's gonna be like really dark, you know what I mean? Really dark, really deep. But this is like a nice little crease shade for me to do a smoky look. Okay, I'm liking that. Yeah, I'm liking that. Real smooth, nicely pigmented. Okay, e.l.f. But yeah, I grabbed this palette from Target because I wanted to try some of their little, you know, the new shimmery single eyeshadows that they came out with. And this came across the screen, of course, and I was like, ooh, that's a pretty palette, nice and smoky. So here we are, using the e.l.f. palette. As you guys can see, I don't discriminate. I like all kind of makeup. You know, I just bought a lot of very pricey palettes from Sephora, and you know, love the formula, the color stories, the pigmentation, and all of that from those palettes. But you know, it's like if you are trying to be a baddie on a budget, honey, you do not need to spend all that money to look good, you know. So I like to kind of mix it up on my channel and show you different brands, you know, different color stories. I like neutral eye looks, you know. I like super bright, bold, colorful eye looks. It's like I don't like to be put in a box, I guess you can say, you know what I mean? And I used to be like, man, neutral eye looks, like, who want to do that? That's boring. That's, you know, it's not for me because it doesn't fit my personality type per se. But then again, it kind of does, because my personality is very fluid. It's very versatile. 1 minute I'm feeling wild and spunky and free, and the next minute I'm feeling like somebody's grandma and I need to go sit down somewhere. So, you know, it just depends on, you know, my mood that day. Okay, so I'm not really gonna do too much. I'm gonna go into this black down here, you know, because I feel like that crease shade is really kind of, you know, dark enough to where I don't need to do too much more. Trying to, you know, use a lot of different shades in this palette. It's all gonna come out the same pretty much on me, I believe. But yeah, my personality varies literally by day and sometimes by hour. You know, it's like, you know, I'm truly the person who can sit and just be quiet and not say a word and keep to herself, and I enjoy that. I enjoy my time of just quiet. Like, honey, be quiet. You know, all that extra rah-rah, I don't need all of that, you know. But I'm also, you know, someone who, if I'm in a certain environment, if I'm out with my girls and, you know, maybe we're just having a good time, you know, having girls time, and just like, you know, I'm not a prude either, honey. I will I will get up and cut up, you know. I will get up and I will do karaoke. I will, you know, be in the club dancing, having a good time, and just living life and enjoying life, and not wasting my time judging everybody and their actions and what they're doing and what they're thinking that has nothing to do with me. You know, it's like, I'm definitely one who likes to have a good time, knows how to have a good time. And if I'm comfortable around you and, you know, feel free to be myself and show you different aspects of my personality, then I will, you know. You are definitely bound to say, oh, KK is crazy. You know, like, KK ain't got no sense, but, you know, it's all good. So, that's that black. Just deepen up that outer corner, keeping it simple. As you can see, I just go back and forth until I get to where I like. Let's see, what do I want to do? Do I want to just, you know what? I think I want to, do I want to keep it light? Okay, I'm going to go in with one more shade from this palette though, because I do want to go in with this e.l.f. Finest Fleck glitter eyeshadow, and this one is White Hot. So this is the White Hot one, and I do want to place this on my lid. And when I swatched it, I was like, you know what, I'm not really all that impressed, you know, because it does have a little bit of, you know, shimmery glimmeriness, but not a whole lot. So you know what, I think I'm gonna go into this kind of like dark gray shimmer here and just tap some of this White Hot on top and see how that looks. I don't know, but I'm gonna use my finger just so I can get a feel for how this is going to look. Ooh, oh, that's prettier than I thought it was gonna be. Yeah, oh, that's pretty. Shoot, this got more shimmer and glimmer than the dang on White Hot. I don't think that White Hot is really gonna do nothing to make this shadow any brighter. Oh, that's pretty. I'm literally shocked, because I thought it was just gonna be like a little dull gray, you know, shimmer, not doing too much. Okay, e.l.f., I guess you told me, huh? So I'm just trying to get it as close in that corner as I can with my finger. And I'll go in and clean it up with a brush. But yeah, I am shooketh. So now I'm just gonna take a brush, just like a small blending brush, and just try to neaten up that edge a little bit so it's not all over the place from my finger application. Okay, so before I go in and smoke out my lower lash line, I'm gonna go in with this e.l.f. It's just a black retractable liner, but this one is kind of like a dark brown, because I use these for my eyebrows. I don't have a black one for my eyeliner. This is what I typically would use on my brows, and now that I think about it, I wish I would have used this on my brow. I don't know what I was thinking, instead of the eyebrow pencil. Because I do prefer these eyeliner pencils. So, but I'm just going to use this dark brown on my lower lash line just to deepen it up just a little bit. Okay, so now I'm going to go in and smoke out my lower lash line with some of that black. Yeah, try not to do too much. Just to connect the lower lash line to the lid. Okay, so now I want to go in with some liner. So I'm just going in with this e.l.f. liquid liner for, you know, my top lash line. Oh no, you guys, it looks like my e.l.f. liquid liner is dried out because I haven't used it in too long. So I would be using this, which is just as good as the one that I'm going to replace it with. I'm going to use this matte liquid eyeliner, waterproof eyeliner that I got off of Amazon. It's just as good as the e.l.f. or the e.l.f. is just as good as this. So let's just pretend this is the e.l.f. one, okay? I haven't even really been wearing a lot of eyeliner for most of my makeup looks because, you know, with eyeliner is like, especially liquid eyeliner, you really want it to be, you know, almost perfect, you know, for the eye look to look nice. And it's like, I'm not trying to add extra stress into my life, okay? so it's like, you know, adding eyeliner can be stressful for me sometimes because I'm like, nope, this one's a little bit fatter, this one's a little bit thinner, this one is crooked, this one is straight, and it's like, child. Okay, you guys, so I guess I'm gonna go in with this White Hot in my inner corner just so I can test it out. So I'm just getting some on a dense, small brush. And I'm going to spray it. Okay. It's definitely bright. But I feel like the, you know, the white shimmer that's here in the palette, is it a shimmer or a matte? Yeah, it's a shimmer. I definitely feel like that would have done the same thing, so. Okay, for mascara, I have this e.l.f. Lash Extending Mascara in black. Not sure how this is going to work. As you can see, I haven't even opened it yet. And quite honestly, keeping it a buck, I don't know how long I've had this. So hopefully it's not dried out, child. If so, we'll just be popping on some lashes and calling it a day, right? Well, I guess that answers that question. Listen, this don't even make no sense. Like, child, brand new. Y'all saw I just took it brand new out the pack and the wand is obviously stuck in here. Okay, I'm gonna put a little bit of this Sephora mascara on my top lashes before I do my falsies, and then I will put some on my lower lashes, and then we can move on to lips. Okay, you guys, so I am back. I did the mascara and lashes. These are not e.l.f. lashes. I don't have any e.l.f. lashes either. I'm sorry. But I just got these generic lashes that came from TJ Maxx, I believe. You know how they sell those like multi-packs of lashes. It just says faux lash, Boss Babe. So they came out of this packaging. If you can see, I know it's blurry, but anyways, they came out of this packaging, and yeah, so that's what we're working with. I actually like them. So yeah, I got the lashes, got the mascara. So let's go ahead and move on to lips. I'm going to remove the gloss and all the extra foundation and powder that has accumulated on my lips. And we're gonna do a nude lip today. So I'm going in with this e.l.f. lip liner. This is Cream Glide lip liner in the shade, does this not have a name? I don't know, I don't see a name on here. Anyways, it's brown, okay? This is the color of it. It's just a brown lip liner. It's a nice deep brown. It's not quite as dark as my favorite Sephora Molasses, but it's close. Actually, it's close. I just don't really like pencils that I have to sharpen. But honey, if you got a pencil sharpener, you're good to go. Okay, very, very nice. And then I have this twist up lipstick. It's in this like clear packaging from e.l.f. I actually think, I don't know if I bought these or if I got them free. It's Seriously Satin in the shade Nectar. So that's what it looks like. Really cute clear packaging. And the shade is Nectar, so. It's kind of like a deep muted peach. Oh, I like that. It's very comfortable. I like the color too. It's like not too super bright. And it feels good. It's a nice kind of satin matte. Ooh, I like that. I also have this e.l.f. Retro Paradise Lip Gloss. I got this in one of their like collab collections. It's Dream On Lip Gloss, and it kind of has like a little pinky hint to it. So hopefully it doesn't add too much pinkiness. I just want to add a little bit of gloss. Since my face is a little bit glossy and dewy, I don't want my lips to be too matte. Okay, that's better. Just a little bit, not too much. Okay, e.l.f. Nice on the lips. So this is my full face of e.l.f., you guys. All e.l.f. products, of course, you know, except for the brow gel and the lashes and the mascara because the wand broke. And the liner because the liner was dried out. But you know, y'all get the gist. The e.l.f. products would work the same as the ones that I used in replace of them, in lieu of them. So yeah, this is the e.l.f. face. I would say I'm most impressed with the eyes. That little Smokey eyeshadow palette. Hello. Very nice, very pigmented. And even with the little eyeshadow, single eyeshadow, I wasn't really all that impressed at first, but now that the whole look is complete, I really can see more twinkle and shimmer in that inner corner than I noticed before. So yeah, this one is really pretty actually. The White Hot, I think it is. So yeah, I'm loving this e.l.f. face. I love their primers, their foundation, their setting sprays, even with the cream products that I don't typically use. I typically use powder bronzer, powder blush, you know, powdered highlight and stuff like that. But with the glowy bronzing drops underneath still showing through, crazy, right? And the blush, gorgeous. The bronzer, so I'm very impressed. Okay, I know e.l.f. has some good products, reasonably priced, but I'm really loving this e.l.f. face today. So let me know what you guys think. Hopefully you grabbed your makeup and you had a little makeup party with me, and if you used your e.l.f. products, then hopefully we're both impressed. So yeah, let me know what you think down in the comments. If you aren't already subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. And I will see you on my next video. Toodles!